We're so grateful for the Gulf Breeze Will Do grant because it has helped us to provide resources and needed materials for our victims on scene.
Our volunteers go through 35 hours of extensive training in emotional first aid.
The TIP program here in Santa Rosa County is invaluable to us. We have a victim advocate, but she is a single person and she cannot go out to all the calls. So when we have a distraught parent or somebody who finds a spouse passed away or any traumatic event like that, TIP plays an integral part.
Our volunteers answer any kind of call from natural death to suicide, homicide, drowning, house fire, sexual assault, domestic violence.
We have a job that we have to focus on when it comes to interviewing different people, and when we're working a death investigation and we have grieving family that needs answers and needs consoling and is so overwhelmed, we need somebody that can focus specifically on them to help with that.
They'll come in and they'll free up that deputy that's working the scene so he can do his job while they take care of the emotional needs of the victims.
With the funds that we received from Gulf Breeze Will Do, we were able to replenish our supplies and really help our victims in need.
About 5 years ago, I became involved in Ocean Hour, going to your nearest beach, river, waterway, lake, and spending an hour every Saturday to pick up trash.
We distribute all the supplies to everybody, the bags, the grabbers, the gloves. Every Saturday, 9 o'clock, same rotating sites.
We are currently in 5 or 6 locations. 70 to 80% of what we find is plastic. We see cigarette butts, styrofoam, straws. This year alone, we've picked up over 4,000 pounds of marine debris. The mammals, the seabirds, turtles, they get entangled, they ingest it. They're even finding that the microplastics are being ingested by the plankton. When we first started walking the beaches, doing Ocean Hour, picking up trash, we didn't have our shirts, which we got from Will Do. And people wouldn't talk to us, they wouldn't look at us. I think they assumed that we were doing like community service. We're out on parole or something like that. So shirts have been great because people come up and ask us, what's Ocean Hour? And then we can explain what we do and why we do it. Plus you can see us in traffic. One big thing that we've gotten from our grant at Will Do is we've gotten confidence.
Presenting to Gulf Breeze Will Do was a first on so many levels, our first presentation in public, our first grant application, and it just took us over one huge hurdle because we since then have become a 501c3. We have been asked to join a board. We have attended a conference in Mobile, but the sense that it just took us to a whole new level and gave us the validity that was all Gulf Breeze Will Do's promoting us and accepting us, and it was wonderful.
Each year, the Midway Fire District averages about 12 water rescue calls a year, either in the Sound or the Bay. In March of 2015, we responded to the Black Hawk helicopter crash, and we were very limited on our capabilities. With the grant money, we were able to purchase a night vision camera for our boat and a radar system, which allow us to navigate at night. This needed equipment will improve our capabilities at night for those type of rescues. Our promise to you is our rescue boat will always be ready to respond if you need it. We'd really like to thank Gulf Breeze Will Do for them providing the grant money to buy much needed equipment for our rescue boat.
I am so thrilled to tell you a little bit today about what my students were able to achieve because of the funding of Gulf Breeze Will Do. My students at Woodlawn Beach Middle School are 8th grade students who were able to investigate the invasive lionfish. Lionfish came to our area in about 2010. In the past 6 years, their numbers have just become unreasonably huge. We have millions of lionfish. They are becoming a huge problem, and we don't know the beginning of the problem. When I became a teacher, and a science teacher at that, I wondered, how do I get my kids engaged? How do I get them to care? This program came to mind. getting into the lionfish, learning about how they can become citizen scientists. They are dissecting the lionfish, extracting the DNA from the stomachs of the prey items that are inside the lionfish stomachs. We're sending that off, and they're figuring out what the lionfish in our area are eating. I saw their interest level in science peak. They became fascinated with the processes and techniques that they never knew existed before.
We have seen great impact here with the Will Do grant. Of course, the Lionfish Project was tremendous. Our kids were excited about that, and we actually got to take 100 kids to Tallahassee this past year as a result of the excitement, enthusiasm, and the attention that Amy's program received.
Woodlawn Middle School was one of 7 schools contributing to this project. The students did an amazing job. Amy and her students performed as well, if not better than a lot of the high school students that we worked with. And thanks to their superb efforts, we were able to get more than 100 DNA sequences from lionfish prey. So this method, this DNA barcoding that the students are using, they're applying, is a modern technique, genetic technique that's is being used across the country in forensics labs, in biomedical labs, and in all labs that students may someday be able to work in and get experience, get jobs in.
Amazing work that wasn't even created when I was in college. They are doing as 8th graders. This is all because of Gulf Breeze Will Do, their funding, their women, and their commitment to our community.